George Kilpatrick Inspiration for the Nation, celebrating people we feel good about. David Cadet joins us once again, but in a
Hey.
different role. He
Mhm.
is the founder of Kontinuity, Healthiness, and Wellness, LLC, and he's got an initiative, Pump what? Pump Your
Pump
Beat.
for a beat.
Pump
Pump
for a
for-
Beat. Okay.
yeah.
And so you're a traveling nurse by
Yes.
trade,
Mhm.
and he got a lot of initials after his name, but
Yes.
he is a nurse. So let's talk about the awareness you want to raise for cardiovascular health. Talk to me.
Yes. Cardiovascular health is a big concern for myself, as well as I feel individuals in the community. Obesity is one of the significant aspects, as it leads to hypertension, and hypertension, cardiovascular disease, heart attacks, something we don't want to go through, right? So with Pump for a Beat, what we're doing is going around to different community centers, areas, companies, venues to try to promote just healthy living through CPR training. What we do is we do regular hands-on CPR training by the American Heart Association. The American Heart Association does an initiative called Hands Only CPR, where they try to instruct the community members and people in the community to learn CPR, just more so the hand motion. And we want to do chest compressions. We want to do 100 to 120. 100 to 120 during an emergent event to hopefully alleviate the risk of of mortality, and also we just want to save a life. We want to help the community learn more and not be so afraid to do something when things like this happen, when emergencies happen. We also train individuals how to do interventions like choking, which is big for younger kids. We know the CDC says respiratory distress is a big problem for young kids, toddlers especially. And things like swimming. When you take your kids when you take your kids to swim, or when you do sports and things like that, you want to be prepared, essentially.
Yeah, and David, when you talked about training and harmony pumps and hands only, when we think of CPR, we also think about mouth resuscitation. But this is different. Are we moving away from that because of like COVID or?
Yeah, because of COVID, the AHA has proven and told us in studies that with the normal chest compressions, when you tilt the head in a fashion where you're just giving an availability for the mouth to draw to open, the patient or person in distress, as you're giving chest compressions, will actually get the breaths. And we're focusing on management of proper chest compressions, hard and fast, 2 to 2.5 inches, into the chest, to help spur, circulation.
Which is what you're trying to do.
Mhm.
And this is a particular concern to you because of what's happening in the black community,
Yes.
especially. Talk to me.
Well, they have said, statistics show 54 to 57% of cases of cardiovascular disease affect African Americans. We're at a greater risk than our counterparts. As much as cardiovascular disease affects us all, we just unfortunately serve a greater risk of these, just due to our just eating lifestyle. Not to generalize things like that, but just due to certain factors like that, as well as our access to proper foods and access to just the care we need, we unfortunately are at a greater risk because of
Yeah,
that.
and I would then go further to say, and probably not as trained as our counterparts.
Right, right, right. And we also might I add, let's be realistic in today's society, with the time it takes for EMS and police and medics to come to different areas and different places where these incidents happen. Unfortunately, in um, socioeconomic difference areas, areas where they're lower income and just a farther distance from localities like hospitals. It takes a little bit longer for the services we need to get to us. So what do? We have to prepare ourselves, get us, knowledgeable, and break the fear that when something happens, do something. That's what I want to try to push.
All right, so basically you want to raise awareness about the need for CPR, which is now I got the
Kontinuity, healthiness, and wellness. That's what we do.
right.
And find us online. Find us, on Instagram. Simple words: Pump4ABeat. Pump the number 4 and a beat.
Pump4ABeat. Pulmonary resuscitation, is it cardiovascular pulmonary resuscitation? Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
CPR,
I was like, wait, CPR. All right, right. So how do people find you? Pump4ABeat.com?
Yep. Pump4ABeat.com. You can check me on Instagram, Pump4ABeat on Instagram.
And how many people do you need to make a training, and what is the cost of the training?
Okay, get back nitty gritty. For a training, I can train, an instructor can train up to about 9 to 10, 9 to 12
Right.
and in a class. I like to do the class where I break it up 2 ways. You take the online course, it's $20 on the AHA website. It's the Heart Saver program. You get a certification there so you can get a full understanding. And then you come to schedule an appointment with me, and we'll do it right then, hands-on demonstration only. And you're out in, let's say, 2.5, maybe 3 hours. And you'll get to learn everything from proper chest compressions, proper use of the AED, which is the defibrillator, the machine that is very important to use when these things happen. You'll also learn first aid, choking prevention, as well as a new thing, Stop the Bleed. Stop the Bleed, which is initiative offered by the Department of Defense. And what it does is it helps us understand how to tourniquet wounds. If someone is bleeding, if someone is injured, how to take action and help,
Yeah. So now, what is your cost for the CPR training?
My cost?
Not your cost, I mean, like, what do you charge for the 3 hour?
Yes. My charge, it's $50.
All right. $50. So they do the $30 with the AHA, and then they come to you, and that's $50 per person.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So if a group of 9, then all right. I just want to understand what it costs, so people, but it's a good service, and you come. Where do people go? Do they go to you somewhere?
No, the perfect thing is the way I work, instead of having a distinct location, I try to be as mobile as possible. So along with my other instructors, we will come to you. We will set up a time and place. We have different locations to choose from. We have the Dunbar Center. I'll place a class. I can do a class at the Dunbar Post, the American Legion Post.
Right.
I also do it at SU. I've done classes as well.
Right. You can do it. You arrange a schedule. Here's a date I have. Can you bring your group over there? It's a good skill to have. It really is. It's a really good skill to have. Pump4ABeat through Kontinuity, Healthiness, and Wellness. Let's get our community trained, and let's get our community safe. David Cadet, thank you so much.
No problem.
And people just find you online, Pump4ABeat.
You can find me. Yep.
All right. Pump the number 4, ubeat.com.
Pump4ABeat.
Hey, well, I got you. Pump4ABeat.com. All right, David. Thank you for the work you do. And quickly about your work as a traveling nurse.
Yes. I work as a travel nurse. I actually have experience in critical care, being an ICU nurse, as well as now I've steered my focus to psychiatry, mental health, because I feel that is also a significant problem and issue we need to take care of people, our mental health. So I do that now. I currently work, I've worked at Hutchings, and now I'm looking to go to upstate. So if you can't find me there.
All right, there you go. David Cadet, thank you so much. Pump4ABeat.com, Pump4ABeat.
Pump4ABeat. All right.
George Kilpatrick, Inspiration for the Nation.